project. I'm gonna pick the one that I like. I'm gonna do white balance. I'm going to set my white and black points. I want to see the donut better, so I'm gonna bring my shadows up. And then a little vibrance. And I'm gonna crop it to an 8x10 or a 5x7. Okay, so now I need to open it in Photoshop, so I'm gonna right click, edit in Photoshop. Make sure you edit with a copy with Lightroom adjustments. And it opens. Now I need to get my lasso tool, which is this one. And I'm gonna select the string. I'm gonna zoom in, Command plus. Select the string by drawing a circle around it. Then I'm going to do edit content aware fill. And it's gonna auto generate. First I need to make sure I'm on a new layer. And it did a pretty good job. If you want to remove things, I need to be on the minus brush and I can like erase the donut from it. But it did a pretty good job, so I'm just gonna hit OK. And it removed this string for me. Now I'm going to make sure I'm on the background copy. I'm gonna hit Command D on the keyboard, or you can also do deselect. I'm gonna find my clone stamp tool. And if you have never used clone stamp at this point, you should come find me because it's a little confusing the first time. Make sure your sample is on all layers. I'm gonna turn my hardness down to 0 to start. Spacebar to get my hand. I'm gonna Command plus. Okay, and then I wanna make my brush bigger or smaller. You can do bracket keys. You can also do my size right here. Okay, so it's saying you have to pick a source point, which is Option click. So I'm gonna make my brush bigger, bracket keys. I'm gonna hold Option and click to pick my source point. Let go. And then I'm gonna move straight over and it gives you a preview. And I'm gonna click and drag up. So the X is where the pixels are coming from and the circle is where they are going. This side's gonna be too similar, so I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna pick a new spot, I'm gonna Option click, and then I'm gonna go straight sideways and go up because you want the pixel colors to match, like this line right here. I'm gonna Option click to pick the line. I want to make sure it perfectly matches up, and I'm gonna go up and down. And make sure if you go sideways and go over the line, it's just gonna paint it again. So that's not good. So I'm gonna Command Z, undo. Option click to get my source point, line it up. Pretty, oh, this line looks awful. I'm gonna make it smaller. I'm gonna Option click and try and cover up this line. I need to spread the glaze. Repeated patterns like this are a dead giveaway of clone stamp. Maybe I'm just gonna get rid of the glaze. Still a piece of the string in there, so I'm gonna Option click, pick a new source point. I need to copy this exactly, so I'm gonna go over here. Maybe I need to make my brush a little smaller. Option click, fill in the hole. Okay, and then the top, you gotta make sure you copy the line, and there's sprinkles on either side, so it's gonna make it a little harder because you don't want to copy the exact sprinkle. So maybe I'll continue this one. So I'm gonna hold Option and click, let go. And then I'm gonna keep it on the same line. So I just like made the sprinkle bigger. Oops, but then I copied the string back over. So I'm gonna undo. I'm gonna make my brush a little smaller. And then I'm going to try again. I'm gonna go over. There we go, and then I'm gonna keep going the sprinkle. That does not look good either. So let's try just breaking it up like that. That looks pretty good. I don't think that's a piece of the line. Oh, it is. So I'm gonna turn the background on and off and look for a mistake. So I'm gonna come over here and Option click. And I'm gonna make sure I line it up perfectly because if I go too far down here, that looks bad. So I'm gonna Option click, I'm gonna line it up perfect and go up. And then I'm gonna Command minus and zoom out and see how we're looking. So this right here is an exact pattern. That is a dead giveaway of clone stamp that looks bad. So I'm gonna pick another spot that has a similar color to try and like cover up the duplicated spots so it doesn't look like I clone stamped it. So I'm just trying to like fix the texture of it. Okay, I'm going to Command minus and zoom out. I still don't like that sprinkle. I'm gonna option, I'm gonna turn it on and off and look for, oh, I accidentally got rid of part of the sprinkle. I never use eraser, but I'm just gonna take the eraser and bring it back because I accidentally erased it. And I still don't like the way this looks, so I'm going to option click over here maybe and try, that doesn't look great. I'm gonna come over here, oh, make sure I'm on the background. I'm gonna come over here and try, I don't like this at all, okay. And since it's all in one layer, I'm gonna use the eraser, which you should never use, just to erase it and try again. So I'm gonna go to clone stamp. Okay, let's try this spot again. I'm gonna try and just make the sprinkle look bigger. Okay, that I'm happy with, except for this one little white spot. You have to be very particular when you use clone stamp. Okay. And I probably made that look easy, but it will take you a while. Okay, so if I zoom out, it's looking great. So then I'm just gonna hit File, Save. Don't use any other option. Save, File, Save. And then it's gonna save it back into Lightroom. So the little saving bar is down here. And then if I close it, that's another one I made. If I close it and I go back into my Lightroom, there should be 2 copies. So I did several of these. Let's find the one that I just did. So when you're done, so this is the Photoshop one and that's the Lightroom one, so you'll need both. So you need to screenshot before and after of this. Oh, and then you also need to screenshot it in Photoshop. So let's see if I open it back in Photoshop. I'm gonna edit the original because it's the Photoshop file, and let's see if it'll show me my layers. Yeah, so you also need to screenshot the whole thing to turn this in. Make sure you show your layers. That's it. Happy editing.